This is CBS 5 News at 11 with Michael Benny.
Breaking news tonight in Salina.
Whole backside of the structure's engulfed. He's got some cars going also. We're probably going to have an exposure problem with the trees back here at the end of the building due to the wind.
Flames and smoke seen for miles. An auto dealership burning. Tonight, the owner of the Hot Rides Auto Sales and Service says he doesn't think anyone has been hurt, but that massive fire drew a massive response from several fire companies.
Boston 25 Morning News continues right now.
Breaking now in Waltham, this is our first look at some of the damage left behind by a massive fire. You can see the charred remains of a building still smoldering there as fire crews douse what's left of those flames with water.
Fire started just around 3:40 this morning. Take a look at these flames right here. They are fierce. As you can imagine, crews not only from Waltham but firefighters from surrounding towns as well worked to knock down those flames at an apartment building on Elm and Cooper Streets there. That apartment building had not opened yet. It was under construction.
Breaking now, tense moments for parents and students, but everyone at this hour is okay, and the lockdown at Canastota High School is lifted. Someone in the school heard what they thought was gunshots. This drew a heavy police response. State police are investigating a suspicious incident on Robert Street outside the school. And already there is speculation from neighbors contacting CBS 5, wondering if the shot heard may have been a hunting rifle in the woods. It is 5 in the morning in France, and the sun is about to come up on a terrible day after. Tonight, we know at least 153 people have been killed in a coordinated series of terror attacks across Paris. The borders of that country are closed, and the hunt for anyone who's still out there who did this continues. Good evening. Breaking now, a statewide Amber Alert from Frankfort, Herkimer County. 2 missing children who haven't been seen for 6 days, and they're in danger.
Doesn't reach the threshold, if you will, for an Amber Alert. The children must be in imminent danger. So we believe it wasn't until this evening that we got information from several people that we believe that they were now in that imminent danger, and we were concerned.
Youngsters in danger right now, state police say. 2-year-old Jordan Lintz II and 3-year-old Mariah Seelbach were last seen with their mother Friday. State police say that's the same day social services filed a petition to have the mother's custodial rights suspended. The children were going to be taken away from her.
A 2-family home on fire. You hear a female yelling for help.
The porch collapsed on them, so they had to back out and find another way into the house.
Got the front porch coming down to the Alpha Bravo corner.
I've lived here for 53 years. I can't stop looking over there.
It has been about 15 hours since the first 911 call for help came from here on Martin Street on Syracuse's north side. 4 minutes after that, the first Syracuse firefighters were on the scene, and they were met with nothing short of an inferno. Good evening, I'm Michael Benny. The video that will haunt us for so long after this fire is this. Taken by a man who was at Turning Stone Casino last night with one of his buddies. He was dropping that friend off here on the north side of Syracuse and told me today that he was 8 houses away from the fire and he could feel the heat. He says it was an overwhelming scene with a woman badly hurt, pulled from the fire, not wanting to be taken to the hospital, instead asking the investigators on the scene about the children who were still inside. Weather alert, and some people turn to other ways of getting around.
It's slippery, very, very slippery. You just got to take your time and hope for the best.
The thick of the storm behind us, but persistent snow remains a threat. Side streets nearly impassable. An urgent plea from Syracuse DPW crews. Please don't complain about the side streets.
We finish a route and we have to turn right around and stay on the same route.
Central New York eerily quiet tonight. Places that never close did as the big dig out gets underway.
We all kind of stick together here. I have a snowblower, some of my neighbors don't. I do what I can to help out when I can.
Good evening. School closings are already in place for tomorrow. We have a growing list right now. Syracuse City schools are closed Wednesday. So are Auburn, Utica, Ithaca, East Syracuse, Manoa, and more. As we get them, and the phones are ringing now, we're posting them at cnycentral.com. Let's get the latest on the weather alert. When will it taper? What a beautiful fall day. Mild temperatures, sunshine all day, drawing people to Upper Onondaga Park in Syracuse. But the weather, somewhat unusual for November, won't last for long. The snowstorm that's blanketed the Midwest is on the march to central New York. In Denver, near whiteout conditions, slowing travel to a trickle. In Kansas City, slick roads and sidewalks making for an uneasy commute. And in the Pacific Northwest, ice in Oregon, sending a pickup into a building in Portland. No one hurt there. Tonight we're live in Central Square. The wind is whipping. No snow there right now, but meteorologist Mike Brookins says that could change any minute now. Brett Hall is with the Live Eye in Parrish tonight, where they also expect to see up to a foot of snow, and a lot of people there say bring it on. Grim news out west. 36 bodies recovered and murder charges possible tonight after the deadly warehouse fire in Oakland, California. There are so many reasons why the tragedy shouldn't have happened, from the illegal living spaces to a makeshift stairway and dangling electrical cords. By all accounts, this was a disaster waiting to happen. The fire broke out Friday night during a rave at a warehouse known as the Ghost Ship, a two-story divided into makeshift rooms. It housed artist studios and workshops. Some people lived there. There was a main door and a makeshift emergency exit. Witnesses say there were two sets of stairs, one of them made of wooden pallets. Here's what we know about the victims tonight. 36 people are confirmed dead, but that number is likely to push higher. 50 people are unaccounted for. 33 victims have been identified. They were teachers, publishers, and artists. 3 are from outside of this country, from Finland, Korea, and Guatemala. This is the deadliest building fire in this country in the last 50 years, and the deadliest event to happen in Oakland, California since 1989, when an earthquake killed at least 55 people. It's an emotional close to a case that captivated and ripped out hearts across central New York. Ryan Lawrence will spend 25 years to life in prison for the brutal killing of his 22-month-old daughter. This whole thing has been 9 months in the making now. Maddox Lawrence, who had survived a rare cancer of the eye, was found in the Inner Harbor back in February. Staggering new numbers tonight on how often drivers zip past school buses when the stop sign is out and the red lights are flashing, possibly putting students' lives in danger. Let's get the facts first on CBS 5 News at 11. In one day this month, in 32 districts statewide, school bus drivers reported being passed 883 times. That includes 32 passes on the right side, where the students get off the bus. The State Association for Pupil Transportation estimates at that rate, the total illegal passing rate is more than 40,000 in just one day. Here's some local numbers and how that breaks down. There were 3 passes in Oneida, 4 in Fabius-Pompey, 7 in Whitesboro, and 74 times drivers passed a school bus in Liverpool. That includes 4 passes on the right-hand side. School officials blame distracted driving as the #1 reason for such high numbers. Everyone who sees this is shaking their head, wondering, how could it possibly have happened again? The Onondaga Lake Parkway is back open after a tractor-trailer crashed into the low railroad bridge. It happened at about 10 this morning. That crash sent debris everywhere, forcing crews to close the right westbound lane as they cleaned it up. The driver, 36-year-old Matthew Conklin of Cicero, got a ticket. The Cortland man accused of savagely stabbing his ex-girlfriend to death in May admits he did it. Michael Hammond pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the death of 16-year-old Amy Leland. She was found stabbed to death in her home last spring. She was a student at Cortland High School, and Hammond now faces 20 years to life in state prison. The latest from Oswego County, a jury finds the Minetto Elementary School teacher accused of throwing a disruptive young student over a counter at school not guilty. 31-year-old Sean Fitzgerald was on trial for harassment and child endangerment. He told the court the 8-year-old was by far the most difficult student he'd ever had. The Oswego Central School District and Fitzgerald are still facing a civil lawsuit. New at 11, flying in peace. The Federal Transportation Department is drawing a line in the aisle, allowing airlines the option to allow you to talk on the phone in the air. Under the proposal, airlines would be required to let you know before you buy a ticket that you may be unwillingly exposed to other people's phone conversations. Right now, Delta, American, and Southwest don't allow calls in flight and say they have no plans to change the policy. United and JetBlue are both reviewing that proposal. Thanks for watching CBS 5 News at 11 tonight. I'm Michael Benning. The news starts back up at 5 a.m. on CBS 5 this morning. Good night.